When I came on at QuotaPath, we were using Intercom for marketing site chatbot traffic. The problem with that is that Intercom is really good at doing in-app customer chat, but it is not really a native marketing website tool. You can use it for that. And I think we were just using it for that because we only had to buy one tool and it was part of our package and we needed it for customer success. The problem with Intercom solution, at least at the time, and they may have changed, this is a year ago, but at the time, they weren't really built around the marketing website experience. And also they did not have an AI solution, which is a problem for QuotaPath because at the time we did not have any pre-sales people on the team. We didn't have BDRs or SDRs. And so there was no one to work. If you asked a question on our marketing site in the Intercom chatbot, you could not talk to a human. There was no way to have that conversation, which was a problem. And so I started to look for an AI chatbot that could fill a gap of the fact that we didn't have anybody readily available to answer people's questions on the website. And also to get rid of a solution that I think we were sort of contorting it to fit what we needed it to do. And it was especially important as AI was starting to make our traffic fall on the site because people were getting their answers on the Google AI summary or by asking ChatGPT, which was taking our really good content on QuotaPath and basically just popping it in a place so that they never had to visit our site, which meant that they never had a chance to engage and they didn't convert and all these other problems. And so it sort of became more and more urgent in the months after I was hired at QuotaPath to look into this. And so it became a pet project of mine. As we started our evaluation, we started to look into the players out there that did native AI chatbots. We ran into our first of many issues, which was that the AI solutions out there were way, way expensive. One of the competitors we looked at was Qualified, which seemed to have a pretty good solution, but I think they quoted it was something crazy. And in my mind, I was just like, look, I really want this, but I don't think I can justify it. That's just like an insane amount, especially considering the fact that in my mind, it's sort of just like you taking ChatGPT, building your own model around it and embedding it. But everyone I talked to had really complicated solutions that were extremely expensive. And then the other thing was a lot of these solutions had a whole suite built around it that they were trying to sell you. Like, it's like, oh no, you don't just get the chatbot. Like you're also buying like an intent data platform. And we want your sales reps to work out of this special portal. And it was just like a bunch of stuff where I was like, this does not make sense for our team at all. I'm just trying to automate a person being on the website, helping answer people's questions as they go to it. And then funny enough, we were one of Aimdoc's early customers. And the way we found Aimdoc was we started Googling what the alternatives were. And we found a Reddit thread because I am a Redditor, as you couldn't tell by my everything. And we found a Reddit thread where your team was engaging with people who were asking questions about this and just mentioning like that you guys had a solution that wasn't insane and super expensive. And so we reached out and got a hold of your team. Your product was very early on, but it did the basic thing that we needed it to do. And it was getting better all the time. Most importantly, you guys weren't charging an arm and a leg. And so we were just like, let's just take the leap of faith. What's the worst that can happen? You know, if I'm not spending $5,000 a month and being forced to sign a year-long or 2-year-long contract, I'll take a flyer and we'll see how it worked out. And we did that. And it was a great decision on our part because not only did we get ramped up with you guys right away, but we were able to, hey, we need an integration with Chili Piper. Do you guys have that? And you were like, no, we don't, but we'll have one by the end of the week. And then you guys worked your butts off and got things done in like 4 or 5 days. And so we were adding integrations to the product. You guys were responding to feedback to the features, all that stuff. And the pace at which you guys were delivering value to us and proving that this product wasn't just a 1.0 was really great. And so being able to be on the ground floor and have an influence in kind of your guys' product development. And you were always asking for feedback. And I was emailing your team at midnight, on a Wednesday, and you were responding like 5 minutes later and saying, hey, here's all these ideas I have. And it was just a really good experience to see that. Having a chatbot on our site has been part of a larger strategy to deal with the fact that in today's age, it's really hard to convert people on your site because they're not getting to your site as often as they once were, right? Now, Google doesn't just give you a link to QuotaPath when we answer one of your questions. They take our content, they put it on your search results, and then that results in far fewer click-throughs. And so QuotaPath's web traffic has gone down as everyone's has gone down month over month as people have started to rely on these AI answers more and more. And we have combated that by making our web experience much better and bespoke. And part of that has been having an AI chatbot on our site that specifically knows about QuotaPath. Because sure, an AI summary could probably give you an overview about QuotaPath, and you could go into ChatGPT and ask it questions. But the default ChatGPT or Gemini Google AI answer does not know as much about QuotaPath as our Aimdoc bot knows about it, right? And so they come to our site, they see Aimdoc, and they start answering questions, and it goes way more in depth, and it answers all their questions because it's not just pulling off of a couple web pages and getting confused by Reddit thread and all the stuff that can happen when you're asking just a generic GPT. It's pulling from our documentation. It's pulling from specific answers we have manually given it. It's pulling from our full suite of blog posts, and it's answering questions that I think are it feels like a much more of an expert focused AI rather than a generic AI that you're asking. And so that value has resulted in our number of conversions on the site going up despite traffic going down month after month after month. And we have just seen that we've been able to adapt to the fact that our traffic is lower and still convert more people. And, it also, as a byproduct of traffic going down, the people who are less interested tend to not hit our site at all. And so when somebody comes to our site, we know that they are at a certain level of interest in the funnel. And we use that to our advantage by being more agile. And Aimdoc has been a huge part of that, because even when they haven't always been the thing that converts, the vast majority of people who visit our site interact with Aimdoc at some point. They'll ask it a question here or there, or they'll look at what its prompts are. They do something that lets us know that it's adding value, and it's become an instrumental part of our funnel and the way that we convert people on our site. Because of that, I'm one of the companies who's not really worried about the fact that my traffic is going down, because non-branded keywords they're getting people who are asking generic questions or getting generic answers on Google, and people who are ready to dive deeper, we're ready for them on our site with a tool that can delve as deep as they want and get into the weeds with them. And then when they're ready to convert, they know where to find us. And so it's been enormously valuable to our team in a really short period of time. And we've done it without having to make my finance team freak out about how much money I'm spending on a insanely expensive chatbot. So all in all, I personally couldn't be happier. It's also just a funny story to say, hey, we found our product on Reddit, and it's just this guy that we met who's up at 1 a.m. working his tail feathers off to get our chatbot working. And it's been really cool. From that perspective, I couldn't be happier.